What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with another update with Pork Chop. It's been a minute since I talked to you guys. I did a video on Friday, and I forgot to upload it. So, go figure with that, huh? So, a lot has changed since the last time I talked to y'all. A lot being the election has finally been called by the media, but not the... pretty much not anybody else, but the media has called Joe Biden as president number 46. However, Trump is going to fight the outcome because people can't do it. The transition can't be smooth at all. Hardly ever. I think they said the smoothest transition was W to Obama, but W was on his way out because he had served his 2 terms. But anyway, so for those of you that don't know what's going on with the election, Donald Trump is pretty much arguing that the Democrats cheated in this election. Would it put it past the Democrats to cheat? I know that both sides are they got their own agendas going on, so therefore regardless if it was the left or the right, usually most elections probably have some cheating in it. So this shouldn't be any different. This shouldn't be anything out of the ordinary, but it just was very curious when there were a few states that were just 1 minute it was Trump and then bam, the next second it flipped to Biden and Biden won the state, stuff like that. And it's just kind of like, it's kind of very interesting. I don't know all the facts. I don't know which is true, which is not. You got to Snopes the hell out of this election to get what you want. But it just seems like that there was a little bit of foul play. I kind of saw it myself, especially when Fox News called Arizona like the second that the polls closed. It's like, oh, come on now. Arizona's been a red state for pretty much almost the entirety. I think my wife looked at it. The last time that Arizona went blue was during Clinton's 2nd term. So it's been red for Baby Bush. It's been red for Romney. It's been red for McCain. It's been red for Trump. And then just out of nowhere, it flipped blue. It was very interesting. And it's just weird. It's just weird, y'all. And hopefully this is something that gets resolved. Hopefully we can prove, regardless if there was cheating or not, hopefully we can prove that we had a clear victor, whether it be Trump or Biden. So I'm just hoping for the best for the country. We all can't be winners. And the Trump family is the definition of winners. So they're not taking this too easily. So hopefully it'll be something that we can hopefully within this week figure something out. So anyway, regardless of that, how you guys doing? How was your weekend? My weekend was kind of bittersweet. A&M kicked the crap out of South Carolina, and then the Cowboys kind of ripped my heart a new one because they were winning against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then just out of the 4th quarter collapse of the Dallas Cowboys, and we ended up losing by, I think 5 was the grand total. I think we lost like 19-24 or something like that. So that one kind of had me like crushed. So today is kind of the beginning of kind of the midpoint of my my days off. I don't know what it's going to be like when I go back on Friday, my next day's off, but I'm interested to see that nonetheless. Today I did help my wife at the flower shop make deliveries. They kind of need somebody kind of part-time because the guy that was there before, they had to terminate him, and so they needed me to fill in, and then the days I can't fill in, they have this other guy that's kind of he's like a retired postal worker that doesn't mind working. Like he wants a hobby, he wants something to do. So I was like, I'll come in whenever y'all need me. And then mine is like, I'll come in whenever they need me, because I don't have consistent days off right now. It's just whatever days that they tell me that I have off at my other job. But it was really crazy because my first run, I took one delivery on my first run, and went off without a hitch. And then my second run, I had like 5 orders. The very first one, I slipped and tripped and fell, and I shattered a vase, and then I banged my knee on the concrete, as well as my elbow and my arm on the left side. And then the right side, I think I twisted my ankle a little bit because it's kind of tender. But this is kind of the aftermath of it. I got some nicks and bruises from glass and concrete, it looks like. And I have some on my wrist here, and then I got a couple right here. It was just a good time. Luckily, the guy was cool about it. It was an arrangement, I guess, that his wife, or I can't remember if it was him or his wife, was receiving. But one of my neighbors works for him, so it was kind of, you know, it's a small fucking world is what I texted my wife when she told me that. I'm like, small fucking world, because of course, you know, I would trip and fall, and you know, I got tackled like 5 yards before the goal line pretty much, and you know, I was home free, and then just out of nowhere my foot didn't enthusiastically enough go to the next step. It kind of like hit the next step, and I fell forward. So it was a good time. Shook it off, and you know, I was, you know, a couple of minutes of me just going, God bless. And then after that, it was just me just wiping up my own blood off of myself. And it was like, oh my God. And everybody was like, you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, it's a lot worse. It's not as bad as it looks, is what I kept telling people. So I'm gonna be sore for the next couple of days for sure. Luckily, I have Thursday to myself before I have to go back to my other job, so that'll give me another day of just relaxing and not having to worry about anything until Friday. So Thursday I might get my Huskies videos done. I currently have, I think, all the way up to like week 13 done right now. So maybe I can get the rest of the season knocked out on Thursday. Maybe. Fingers crossed. I guess I'm already going to pull the plug on the Dallas Aggies. Just haven't had as much time for myself that I would have liked to get those done. And of course, you know, the Huskies is already an established series, so I got those prioritized first. And then 2021 is around the corner, and my ambition is to hopefully get out and do more food reviews for 2021. I just need time, guys. I just need time, which is what I thought I had when I took this new job. But I have a few other priorities that I need to take care of before I have time to like sit down and be like, okay, I can do this video, or I can do this series, or I can do this or do that. I just need to manage my time better. That's probably one of my New Year's resolutions, is to manage my time better, because I'm not getting as much time as I thought I would, and here and there, and you know, it's whatever. It's fine. I'll be okay. I'll figure it out along the way. I'm fine. Still have a smiling face. Still, you know, raring to go. So here's something that my wife and I have been doing ever since, unfortunately, my dad passed away. We have a chalkboard in our kitchen that the previous owners of the house, I think they put that chalkboard in their kitchen, and it's on the kitchen wall, like right when you walk into the kitchen. Like when we bought the house, the sign said "Welcome home." To me and my wife, you know, just like it was them, you know, saying, you know, welcome to your new house. And it was actually very, very touching and very interesting and nice. So once in a while, my wife would write, you know, something cute like, you make a house a home, or I love you so much, or I love you more than all the words and all the books, you know, just stuff like that, because my wife is really cute like that. And you know, she loves me, and she reminds me almost on a daily basis how much she loves me. I remind her like multiple times a day how much I love her. But the funny thing is we decided to start doing like our weekly quote-unquote motivational quotes that my dad would say, that he was known for. So a few weeks back we had a funny story. Like each of them, because my wife, you know, pulls me aside each week and she's like, okay, tell me a funny story about your dad. What do we need to put on the chalkboard? So, you know, we started this, you know, pretty much the week after he passed away. This week, it was a joke that he would always tell me, and he would tell his coworkers at work. especially if they had like a new hire. He would always ask them just random questions. So one of the questions that he asked new hires every single time was, do you like tapes and CDs? That was the question. And you guys can probably determine where this is going. And, you know, like the question would be like, the answer would be like, yeah, you know, I like, you know, tapes and CDs, you know, just like, you know, listen to my favorite music and yada, yada, yada. So they would answer, and my dad said, oh yeah? Well, how about I tape my dick to your forehead so you can see these nuts? That's just how my dad was, guys. That's how he was. So a few weeks ago, it was, you want to play with my balls? Because anytime he would have a coworker that was upset or down in the dumps, my dad would be like, you okay? And they'd be like, yeah. Then you want to talk about it? No. And then, you want to play with my balls? And it would just be just an icebreaker. You know, they would either laugh or just say like, God damn it, Jay, or, you know, whatever. So a few weeks ago, it was, you want to play with my balls? And then this week is, do you like tapes and CDs? Last week it was my dad, it was his motivational speech that he would give me sometimes, like, you know, if things didn't work out the way I wanted it to, or if I was upset about something, or, you know, I didn't win, or, you know, the Cowboys lost, or, you know, whatever. He would say, just remember, at one point, you were the fastest swimmer. I'm like, what the hell do you mean the fastest swimmer? He's like, out of the millions and millions and millions of sperm that came out of my dick, you, son, were the fastest swimmer. He said, I could have had a doctor for a son. I could have had a lawyer for a son. I could have had, you know, a left-handed pitcher for the Texas Rangers for a son. He's like, but no, God chose you for me. So at one point, you were the winner. You were the fastest swimmer. And of course, it was kind of like a left-handed compliment. I'm just like, Dad, what the hell? And I'd be like, okay, well, I guess I kind of appreciate that. Oh man, so it was just stories like that. Just you know, you just look at the quote, and you, if you know the stories, you're transitioned right back to that moment, or right back to, you know, the story if you were there. Like, it's just something to, you know, just to keep his memory alive. And luckily, I am not the only one keeping my dad's memory alive. I still have my two sisters, and I have my, you know, obviously my grandmother that has been there his entire life, beginning to end, that she has stories that she's even telling us to this day about my dad. And it's just good to know that I'm not alone, and just how much of an impact the man truly had on not only my life, but multiple people's lives, and just how much of a fantastic guy he was. So there's that for you. We are making some home improvements at the house currently. We have a problem with our fence. Our fence is garbage. Every time we have a light breeze, I feel like that we're going to lose the fence, because we already lost a couple of panels, and I would have to like go and just like hammer those nails in, and it just got tedious and annoying. So we're getting a new fence. We're building a new fence in the backyard, and we're building getting a chain link fence in the front yard, so that, you know, if the backyard's occupied, or, you know, we're, you know, too lazy to walk around the house, our bedroom door is pretty much right there by the front door. We're just like, you know, we'll let the dogs out front to, you know, do their business, because they can't climb the fence. They can try, but they ain't want to. So we're getting a new chain link fence, which my wife always wanted, and she wants to grow flowers on the fence. Who would have thunk? You know, my wife, the florist, wants to grow flowers on her fence. And so we're doing that, and in the process of doing that, we're making upgrades to the back fence as well, and fixing the just broken panels, and just the piece of crap material that they had. We're just going to replace it with better material. But so I'm actually looking forward to that. We're probably talking about, because we've already got an estimate on how much it's going to cost and everything, so we're talking about doing it the first week of December, and hiring my buddy Tanner and his friend Brent to come in and knock it out. They said they can probably knock it out in one day. Because we have the steel beams, the the steel beams that are already in the backyard, so they're going to rip down the wood and just build around that again, and do a better job maybe. Because they've already told us a few techniques, like you should get this type of fence, you should get this type, you shouldn't hammer the nails in, you should get screws in there instead because it's more stable. You know, you should get better braces and brackets here. It just, they know what they're doing, and I'm happy that I'm giving, you know, somebody local and somebody that I cared for most of my life business, instead of going to somebody else that's gonna, you know, tell me, oh, we'll get it knocked out in X amount of days, and it's gonna take them weeks and maybe even a month to get it knocked out. So I'd much rather pay my friend to do it, who I know is gonna do a good job because he's a hard worker and he's diligent like that. So anyway, guys, keywords for this video are, do you like tapes and CDs? If you put that, it would warm my heart. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Homework question number 1, is there a certain story from a certain loved one that's no longer with you that you would like to share with me? If so, I would greatly appreciate it. If not, I completely understand. You guys, you know, just something fun, you know, just to talk about in the comments. Question number 2, just, you know, do you like green apples or red apples? How about that? Well, let's get a ridiculous question. Green apples or red apples? Let me know down below. Or it could be, you know, the golden apples, you know, it just depends. I like green apples, and I like them cold. I like them cold in the refrigerator. Now that I think about it, I probably asked y'all that question before, but I don't care. So there's that. Question number 3 is, which holiday are you more excited for coming up, Thanksgiving or Christmas? All right, guys, thank you so much once again for dropping by. You guys are fantastic. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope you guys are going to have a badass week ahead. And it's Mo Shave November, so I shaved everything, obviously, but the chop. I shaved everything but the mustache, so I'm going to let this grow for the entire month of November, and we'll go from there. And then once December comes, it's gone. I'm moving on. I'm getting rid of it because it's already starting to drive me a little bit nuts. So always remember my little piglets, Colin Pork Chop loves y'all the most. So y'all take it easy, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, guys.